Welcome back everyone to Formula 1 2020 and to your second huge news story of the day, fourth of the weekend, is that son of seven-time Formula 1 world champion Michael Schumacher, Mick Schumacher, will join Haas F1 for the 2021 season. Lining up alongside Nikita Mazepin, an all-rookie lineup at Haas next season. A gamble, but what they've got in this lineup is two hungry youngsters ready to prove themselves in Formula 1. Yesterday's announcement that Mazepin would join the team was met with quite a bit of criticism, Haas trying their best to defend the decision, and quite honestly, Mazepin over the last 12 months has been great in Formula 2. The temper's been there, that's no lie, but that's something Haas feel they can deal with. With Schumacher, they're getting a much different driver, someone who's a little bit more reserved in terms of personality, but in terms of speed, certainly he's got abundance of it. Currently on his way to winning the Formula 2 Championship in 2020, and though it's not a guarantee, and we've seen in Formula 2, anything is possible right up until the final lap, it's looking very likely he will claim that title this weekend in Bahrain. And anyone who can get anywhere close to fighting for that title in Formula 2 deserves a chance in Formula 1. It's why yesterday I put praise on Mazepin for taking that title fight down to the line. However, the driver that's truly missing out is Callum Ilott, the driver second in line for the title, currently second in the standings, and the only realistic chance of taking that title away from Schumacher. Gutted he won't be on the grid next year, but fingers crossed he can find a place in 2022, and things looking likely he may just be able to do that. But back to Schumacher, lots of people questioning whether he has the credentials to move up to Formula 1, whether he's ready for Formula 1, and that's something we won't really appreciate and understand until he jumps in that car at the beginning of next year and starts clocking in some laps in anger at the beginning of the season. And a clear trend we have seen with Schumacher throughout his junior career is a almost second season warrior kind of stance, where the first year you always see him struggle for that first year, and it's that second year where he really bounces back. This year in Formula 2, his second season fighting for the title, we saw a very similar story in Formula 3 and German Formula 4. We could see a similar thing in Formula 1 in terms of a first year struggle, second year really establishes himself at that team. But I don't think Haas will be fighting for the title in Schumacher's second year with the team. But there's no doubt this is not going to be an easy ride for Schumacher, inheriting a difficult car. The pressure is going to be on from the media carrying that surname, and also up against Mazepin. If Mazepin, a driver who himself is fairly controversial in the worlds of Formula 1, if Mazepin can comfortably beat Schumacher in that first season, even more question marks are going to be put on Mick's shoulders at a time where he doesn't really need it, and that's going to be so fascinating to see. From a Haas point of view, a team notorious for being quite harsh on their drivers. We've seen in Drive to Survive, Gunther Steiner isn't always the warmest of characters, and that dynamic I think is going to be so interesting at the team next season. But it's more than safe to say, Mick deserves this opportunity. He's now got to grab it by the horns and run with it. Will he be able to establish himself in Formula 1? Is he a future world champion? I'm not too sure just yet, but as always, we're going to have to wait and see. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. We could see more news at this rate, but I'll be back tomorrow with your preview for this weekend's Sakhir Grand Prix, so stay tuned. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.